It's a Trekkie's dream come true. Fans will get to binge on all 6 of the first Star Trek movies at a local theater over the Labor Day weekend. And joining me now is Adam Nimoy, the son of Star Trek legend Leonard Nimoy. It is so good to have you here. This is a very exciting event, but we also want to talk about your book. So we've got a lot to cover in a short amount of time. So let's start first with this special 60th anniversary viewing. It's very exciting.
Well, yeah, we're coming up on the 60th anniversary of the first pilot of Star Trek. That my dad is the only original cast member who was in the pilot, along with Majel Barrett. And that happened in November of '64, when I was 8 years old. It's a very exciting period. And we're going to see all the original films over the Labor Day weekend. And they've slipped in my little documentary about my father, For the Love of Spock, that will be on Saturday, the 31st of August.
Wow, and so you will be talking also. Will you be speaking at this event as well? Yes,
I'll be introducing my film, and I have the honor, I'm told, of introducing Nick Meyer. It's a double bill that day. Nick's film, The Wrath of Khan, Star Trek II, will be screening that evening. I have the honor and privilege of introducing Nick, who I think has been widely credited as getting the franchise back on track with The Wrath of Khan, which is a terrific film.
Yeah, and I mean, to be the son of such a huge legend, people would imagine so many different things, but it wasn't always such a great experience for you. Is that right?
Well, it was a mixed experience, I would say, optimistically. You know, I was very proud of my dad, and we were all very excited about the experience of him breaking through with Star Trek. My dad was a very complicated man, and I had a very kind of a difficult, challenging relationship with him when I was a kid, and it sort of blossomed into periodic conflict when I got older. Yeah.
And you wrote about all of this in a book.
Yes, it's called The Most Human. And it is really about the journey of my relationship with my dad, and how really 12-step recovery were the tools that we were able to use to get back together and reconcile.
For both of you, those 12 steps.
That is correct. We were both, my dad was, in an interview with Bill Shatner, admitted to his own alcoholism, and I was basically a wake and baker for 30 years of my life.
Wow. What made you feel like you needed to share this with the public in a book?
Well, you know, I'm in 12-step recovery, and I have been for 20 years, thankfully, one day at a time. And I share this story of the trouble with my dad and how we reconciled in those meetings, these 12-step meetings, anonymously. They don't know I'm Leonard's son, and they don't need to know. But it just seemed to resonate with people. I think a lot of people were inspired by the fact that they can, even though they have huge dysfunctional relationships with a parent or a sibling or just a family member, that there is hope and to reconcile and to kind of like, you know, reaffirm the relationship.
And the best part about this is that you were able to really rebuild that relationship with your dad before he passed away.
Yeah, we were very fortunate in that the last 7 years of his life, I think we were very close. And I do talk in the book about the fact that my second wife, Martha, became very sick with cancer. And my dad really stepped up to the plate for me. He became the father I really needed him to be, finally, because he was not so focused on career. He was more focused on family. He was more available. And we were emotionally available to each other because of this reconciliation.
Well, it's great to hear. Looking forward to reading the book, and what a fun event coming up, being able to see all of the movies. You can see the Super Star Trek series at the Fine Arts Theater in Beverly Hills from August 30th to September 1st. Thank you so much for joining us. And you can find more information about the Super Star Trek series and Adam's book by going to kcalnews.com and clicking Seen on TV.